You're welcome back to the Pulse. And just before the break, we were talking about the details from the CDD report, pointing to the kind of things that Ghanaians look at in electing their leaders in the country. Here's another staggering fact for you to consider. Everyone in 3 Ghanaians often consider what the MP will do for them in their pockets, whether he can pay the school fees or buy him or her food, as the reason for which he would vote for that individual in any election. Let me bring you more details on this report, and joins Justice Bedu sat through the launch of this report by CDD. He joins me now in the studio. Justice, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
For this fact that we are highlighting on the kind of reasons that people give for who they vote for, did they give reasons as to why they would look at an MP paying the school fees of their children as a reason to vote for them?
I think that it's more to do with what sort of information people have about what the responsibilities of members of parliament are supposed to be. So more people think that members of parliament are supposed to provide the personal needs of their constituents, and so for example, pay the school fees of their children, register them on the national health insurance scheme, pay for the bills of their wives, for example, when they've delivered at the hospital. Yes, and so these are the things that influence for the people that were surveyed, and this survey was done in 10 constituencies that were selected across the country. And sort of represent to a large extent.
And for these ones who are explaining, is it that there's a history to this, where in the past you've taken decisions based on which MP paid for the child's school fees or for their registration onto the NHI? Is that what it is?
Yeah. And the majority chief whip, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, who launched the report, spoke about his own experience in his own constituency, for example, where he's had to wake up at 4 a.m. to have constituents knocking at his door to take school fees for their kids. And for him, he said that people have said to him that, well, if you don't do this, then we will either stop campaigning for you, or we are not going to vote for you in the next elections, and all of that. So he gave a really personal sort of angle to the whole story, and sort of confirmed everything that the report had suggested.
Okay, what else is in this report that is staggering for us?
So one other thing that I thought was interesting was the fact that about 52% of the people who were surveyed said they got their daily source of information from radio, i.e. community radio, national radio.
That should be good news.
Yes, and it's good news really, but the other thing too, which the Honorable Muntaka again spoke about, was the fact that a lot, I mean, we don't have specific figures, but we do know that a lot of the radio stations that we have at the moment are run directly or indirectly by politicians or people who have vested political interest, as we have it in the country. And so what his fear is that the content that is produced is at the whims and caprice of the politician who owns it, and so we don't really have a balanced sort of information that will feed the people, who will then be able to decide, for example, what the duties of a member of parliament should be. So then he is saying that, how do we move forward with this? Is it possible we could have the NMC sort of regulate how politicians get involved in the ownership and running of media outfits, i.e. radio stations, newspapers, and televisions, for example, which I thought was quite interesting as well.
So what, he's calling for a ban on politicians owning media houses in Ghana?
So basically what he's saying is that the NMC should, I asked him if he thought a total ban was feasible, and he said, well, he doesn't know, but he's only raising the issue for the NMC to consider, to say, look, we cannot continue to have people who have such sort of heightened interest in our political space own the platform where people come and discuss such issues that have issues of national interest and sort of twist it for political gains. And so let's have a national discussion if the NMC is going to regulate it, and then we will know where we move from here
with this one. Okay, thank you, Justice Bedu, for those details on the CDD's report, indicating the kind of things that people look at in taking decisions on who they vote for in any elections. Interesting, the kind of things that people look at, whether an MP can pay school fees or can pay for the medical bills of that individual, and that will influence their decision on who they vote, and not actually about the core job of an MP, who is to represent you in Parliament and to enact laws. Let's head to Afro region now, where there's heightened security this afternoon at Kato after one person was shot in a chieftaincy disturbance this morning. The shooting followed blockades mounted by the two factions to prevent people from Sunyai and Brekum from entering the town. One faction blocked a road to protest the installation of a new chief, while the other faction blocked another road leading to the town in retaliation. We can now speak to the Public Relations Officer for the Brunafo Regional Police, ASP Christopher Taylor. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for speaking to us this afternoon. First, I want to find out what the situation is at Kato right now.
Yeah, for now, the Regional Police Command has dispatched a team of reinforcement to the area, and they have been able to bring cap. But the incident that happened on just today at about 8 o'clock has, made one person to lose his life, and one in serious critical condition who has been transferred to Konfanoche Hospital for treatment, and one other has been admitted by the Holy Family Hospital. And then the one who died is at the mortuary for preservation and autopsy.
So, how many people are injured, sir?
3, but one is dead and 2 in serious condition. One has been transferred to Konfanoche Teaching Hospital.
All right. So, for this clashes we're seeing at Kato, for the police, what do you know about the situation?
Well, this chieftaincy dispute has been in existence for the past 16 years. And it was even sent to the Regional House of Chiefs to manage it. And then the Queen Mother was advised to do certain things which he failed. And later on, the Municipal Security Council also called her and advised her never to attempt to do what she wants to do. But she is not a listening Queen Mother, so she went ahead and did this thing at the brand side of everybody. And today, this is what has happened.
All right, so with the understanding the police has on this chieftaincy disputes in the area, beyond putting boots on the ground to ensure that we don't see more of these factions clashing, what more are you doing in engaging the chiefs of the area?
Oh, well, for now that this thing has happened, the police went there, the local police, and then they saw it to be above them, so they signaled the Regional Police Command, who also sent in a team of police, black police team, to also help the local police to bring peace. So as I speak to you, there is law and order in the area now. The situation is very calm, and we are patrolling the area. We are showing our presence in the area.
But beyond the presence, have you made any arrests yet on who may have done this?
Oh, Master, let me also say that in such cases where there's mob or multitude attack, police don't instantly arrest. We have to wait till the calm is storm so that we would know which people actually engineer what and what and what before we can even make any arrest. But for now, it might be very difficult for us to make arrest.
But you know who did this and you find them?
Yeah, later we'll get to know because it's mob. It's 2 gates who are fighting.
Okay. In view of what's happening at Kato, has it become important to hold a security meeting to assess the situation?
Yeah, before this thing will even start, Municipal Security Council met and they advised the woman not to attempt to do anything of this nature. But at the branch side of the police and then the Municipal Security Council, just this morning at about 8 o'clock, then she decided to install the king, and the other gate also rose against it with the gunfire at the parish, and then these 3 people also got wounded.
Okay. But again, are you providing security for the heads of these 2 factions? Because if they are also left in the open, you may anticipate more clashes.
Well, the police is not providing security for any of the gates, but we are there as neutral person to make sure that these things shouldn't escalate further. So we are there. We are showing our presence in the town.
All right. Thank you so much, ASP Christopher Taylor, for your time this afternoon. He speaks for the Bono Ahafo Regional Police on the developments at Kato. He has confirmed to us that one person is dead and two in critical condition as a result of these clashes between two factions in Kato in the Bono Ahafo region. We'll keep an eye on that developing story and bring you details later on. Now,